Hello and welcome back to my channel after a real while, I must say. And I'll have to tell a few things about me. In spite of trying for UPSC since the past 1.5 years, I couldn't clear the exam that I was meant to, that is a CDS. It is for Entrance to Defense Services. And as a part of my backup, I had sought for a master's program at Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai, and I've admitted myself there at a Masters of Hospital Administration course, which I will be continuing for the next 2 years, after which I will be pursuing my passion for going into the defenses. And if not that, I do have a backup plan for myself as well. So I'll now be making videos like which will be aligned to Masters of Hospital Administration as well. And with that, they will also be aligned for TISS. Apart from that, I am also planning to start making regular videos on my channel, which I believe will be possible with hectic schedule from TISS. Yeah, I will definitely try as and however it is possible to me. And yeah, if you have any queries regarding the same or apart from that, I will be mentioning every possible social media handle of mine in this description post, wherein you can just text me whatever doubts you have or anything regarding that you think that could be answerable by me. So you can just put it away and I'll be happy to help you if it is possible to me, I must add as well. So yeah, in this video, I'll be having a couple of classmates of mine, or I can just call them friends now. A friend of mine, Rishab, and another is Rituparna. And we are going to discuss their interview experiences. Apart from that, we will also have a short overview on how they prepared for TISSNET, which is an entrance exam for TISS. So I think this video is more keen towards students who are preparing for TISS, and particularly more for them who are preparing for, let's say, School of Health System and Studies, and if not, Masters of Hospital Administration to be apt. So in case you're not from that looking to, like, in case you're not going into that purview, you may just discontinue the video here itself. So I guess that should be it. Thank you and keep watching, keep supporting, subscribe, like, share, and all that, just do whatever. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Kshitij. I'm starting a series for TISS-MHA on my channel. And from today onwards, I'll be having people on my channel, or if not that, I'll be having myself presenting my strategies, which were probably, I'll say, sidelined by something else. But yeah, I'll be doing that. And today we have Rituparna Dubey and Rishab Danal. And it's not me who's only going to be talking. They are going to be talking as well. So I'll ask them for their introduction. Rituparna, please.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Rituparna Dubey. I've done my BDS from MCOTS Manipal. And after some practical experience, I was freelancing. I was writing content for a couple of pages. And then I joined Accenture as a medical underwriter. So currently I am there, I'm working there and serving my notice period. So once the classes start, I'm going to join here. So basically, yes, that's what I'm doing as of now.
Okay, thank you, Rituparna. And now I'd like Rishab to introduce himself.
Hello everyone, I am Rishab Danal. I belong to Lankapara Tea Garden, West Bengal. I completed my graduation with the Bachelor of Commerce in 2018. After that, I was preparing for some competitive examinations, and while preparing for that, I got to know about TISS. And with a very short window, I applied for TISSNET, and and with a miracle, I cleared it. And my hobbies are to play guitar and sing, and I entertain all these guys in our batch too. And yeah, this is about me. And
yeah, I definitely will have to give it to him. Rishab is the guy who plays guitars in our unofficial meets. He does sing song. That's probably a compulsion for him every day. That's a mandatory aspect of our unofficial meetings. So we have fun. And with Rishab, even I was preparing for UPSC. Most of you, I mean, the people who follow my channel and follow me might be knowing it already. And this is something that just happened. And now that it has happened, I'm going to follow it passionately. Okay, so I like to go in a flow that I'll ask a question. The two of you will answer it before me. And after that, I'll answer my question myself. So that till then I can prepare it as well, So Rituparna, do you have any strategy, or how did you prepare for TISSNET? And can you also enlist some sources you referred,
Okay, so for me, preparing for TISSNET was along with working night shifts at where I'm working. So most of my preparation has been in my cab rides. So from here, from my place to Noida and back, so it's 1.5 hours each way. So I actually took up a few mock tests from this place called a mock zone. So I took up there just mocks, and that's all I had with me. So while coming back, it was mostly quants. So एक paper पे I used to sit on the back seat and practice quants. And while going, it used to be YouTube channels where I used to look for all the current affairs. So there are a couple of sites or like channels who give consolidated current affairs for a particular month. So that's what I used to do, like आज January and February, so tomorrow would be March and April. So that was particular my strategy.
Okay, and apart from that, there's also an entirely different section that goes by, see, current affairs is a part of GS, it comes under general knowledge. So do you have anything different for general knowledge, or did you just go with current affairs like prominently?
Yeah, I mean, I actually went with current affairs mostly because I have a habit of reading. So I thought that I did a couple of mock exams, and also I mean, I just thought that maybe I'll be able to manage the static part. So mostly like, so today if I see the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award, which has been renamed, but yeah, so that if I see it currently, now I would go back and see who was the first person to win it. So that way I would connect what the static part with the dynamic part that is there. So that way I try to link different things and prepare all at once. I did not go out of the way to prepare for the static one.
Okay, and Rishabh, what word will you have on this? Because you have been preparing for UPSC, and with that whole pool of sources, did you strategize yourself for TISSNET particularly, or did you just went through it?
I just, to be honest, I never particularly I never prepared for TISSNET because in TISSNET the most of those questions were to the point, dates were mentioned, right? Places were asked. In UPSC, you don't have to go that deep. You just have to skim it, and the journal studies part, due to the preparation which we had in UPSC, so history, polity, economics, all were under my belt, so I never bothered about them. But for aptitude part, I'm very poor at quantitative aptitude. Okay, I'm very poor. So for that, I was scrolling through some article, and over there I got to know about some institutes that provide coaching for this thing. Okay, so now for a person who don't have time to strategize everything, because literally I never knew about TISSNET. I knew, I got to know it was 2 months remaining to for the exam. So I was I can't give all my time to it, so I wanted something served to me. So for that I joined some coaching institutes, and from there it was not that of great help, but yeah, I practiced, I gave some mocks over there. And for even for after giving those mocks, I would like to say that the mocks you give and the examinations, the questions which come, they are a different zone. Because you would start by easy, then moderate, and people will tell that TISSNET is not hard. The question will not be from the level of CAT examinations, but you should expect a few questions, because we had one question, and if you all remember the bullet question, if you all remember. Oh, you guys don't remember, but yeah, there's a bullet question which was there. It was very tough, and that was, I think, the first question, and it just broke the spirit I had for this thing. And as apart from that, English was a very easy task for me, and GK and general studies was I was already reading all this stuff from a whole bag. So yeah, and I would I would say that if you want to go for some GK and all that, you should prefer the Hindu, because it's a very good आपको मतलब you will get all the information you need. Just yeah. What about you, Kshitij? What was your strategy?
Actually, like I did strategize a little bit. I can say that I did strategize, but even my strategy was similar of you, similar as you have. I was preparing for UPSC CDS. That's an exam for defense. And apart from that, I was also preparing for AFCAT. Now, AFCAT is an exam wherein you have the static portion. So in AFCAT, you have all this first and second and books and authors and the places and all that. So that is what got me, and that is where I got to prepare for the static portion, the films and the players, sports, games and all that. That's what helped me for static portion. And for the basics of polity, economy, all that, I was preparing for UPSC CDS as well. So that's where the basics helped me. And as for quantitative aptitude, I already had considered that this is a portion that I'm just going to ignore. And I had just hoped that I'll get somewhere through with whatever I have, because that was a portion like I couldn't focus on quantitative that time because I was very lethargic towards it. So I just went that, yeah, there are a few questions from data interpretation as well. Apart from that, there are some questions from logical reasoning. But what happened in TISSNET 2021, there was not a single question on that. So my entire quantitative aptitude was what do you call it? I just gave shots. And I hope that I got 5 marks out of 30. And I think I got 5 marks because my score said that. So I think I got 5 marks. But yeah, and as for sources, I'll say there are a lot of sources for free, people really don't have to go for coaching and all that, I feel, because there is a lot of authentic sources. And to enlist that, I might just have to make another video. But yeah, I'll do that, or I'll just add them in the description section. Okay, so I'll move to the next question. And the question is for Rituparna ji. The question is, how was your extempore? So we had an extempore part during PAT, right? So how was your extempore? And apart from that, I'm sorry, I'll align a question to that. How was your extempore? And what helped you during your extempore?
Kshitij, it was not PAT, it was OA.
Okay, I'm sorry for calling it PAT. It was online assessment. So the question, I'll reframe the question once again. How was your extempore during your online assessment, and what helped you during the same?
Yes, so my MHA extempore was on the second day. So I already had 1 day of extempore practice for the HRLM1. So come the day of MHA 1, when I sat down, the question that was asked to me was death penalty. And for a split second, I was like, okay, I was expecting a question to be, more related to the health industry, health field. But I was asked about death penalty, and though I had a lot to speak about, they gave me some time to gather my thoughts, to talk about what I actually knew, how to structure my things. So they gave me about 30 to 40 seconds of preparation, after which sir asked me to start. So he, though prior, had informed me that I have 3 minutes to speak about, but then when you start speaking, it is very difficult to get hold of the time and also speak to a panel of judges. So that's when I started. I spoke a lot about how death penalty is, what are the different countries who are actually not going for death penalty. The Article 21, I brought in that as well. So I brought in different aspects of humanity and the rarest of the rare crime, and how the precedent, how like the Nirbhaya case and everything. So whatever I could think of in those 30 to 40 seconds, I tried to speak about it in the next 3 to 3.5 minutes. After which sir asked me to stop with that because I had exceeded time. So yeah, but I feel the topics were pretty much something you already have an idea about, or you probably know of. All you need to do is think about it in those 30 to 40 seconds and talk about it, structure it in a way that you have you have something to give to the panel. So yes, that is how my the extempore was, and all the three panelists were very supportive about it. They were nodding their head, they were smiling, they were, giving positive affirmative responses to it. So that also helped in, talking more about the topic. Yes.
Okay, Rishab, can you please?
How is
Yeah.
yours?
So good leaders born or made. Okay. Now this was something which was right into my ballpark, and they even gave me an option to like choose from the two. Okay. And during the extempo, when I was speaking, after I finished up my extempo, they all were like nodding and all, similar with Ritu, the thing which happened with her. And after that, Mariappan sir asked me some questions. He cross questioned me even in my extempo. He asked me about Gandhi. So I said that, sir, no, Gandhi was not a born leader. And I gave some example from Gandhi's book, even vaguely for a few minutes. If you for a few seconds, if you like derail yourself from the topic, they will immediately catch you. And for future aspirants who will see this, I would say that confidence is the key, and just practice in front of a mirror to speak. That helped me, and it will help you too. So yeah, this was my extemporary, and the things I said about confidence, yeah, that helped me. And I prepared a lot of topics from health regarding topics like I prepared about hospitals, types of hospitals, referral. What is a referral hospital, and how many beds are there? What kind of hospitals are multi-specialty or a single specialty hospitals are? What is the difference? And then I read about some these things which the ratios which are given by the which is issued by the few of the organizations, like infant mortality rate, life expectancy rate, etc., etc. And just I read in gist of it everything either other. So yeah, that helped me a lot. And yeah, Kshitij, how about you? Just
Actually, my extempore was, there were two topics. And before the extempore, we had a basic introduction with our panelists, So wherein they asked us about basic background about us, like where did you pursue your, degree, and what did you pursue your degree in? So that's when they knew that I pursued my background in healthcare, allied healthcare, I must say rather. So I pursued my degree in pharmacy. So the topics were, to me were first was there's an antibiotic resistance that is recently coming up, and the formation of superbugs. So that was one topic. And another one was immigration crisis, which is happening, like, let's say, in the northeastern part of India. So for me to choose a topic, both of them were quite versatile, and I could have gone with any, but considering my 1.5 year gap with pharmacy, I just thought that, yeah, I can go with immigration crisis properly, because since the past couple of years, I can say that I'm preparing towards UPSC very passionately. So that is where I knew I can intertwine a lot of concepts. And yeah, I had a data for hospital like management and all that. I had inculcated that data in my head, and I just had it written everywhere in front of me. And that was already in front of me, and I had it in my mind. So what I did is, I knew that I could inculcate this somewhere, because see, you have data on beds in India, you have data on number of doctors in India. And now if you just can do that with immigration, like if people are coming and if they are increasing the population load, so that is where you can use that data, like, because if we say that there are 10 people coming, then they are obviously going to create a load on population of 20. So that's how I inculcated the same data in the same extempore topic. And yeah, that's how I used my old data. And as for my extempore, what helped me is, I've been doing extempores very, passionately. I do it since last few years, and I've been winning as well. So yeah, that helped me. My past experiences for participants in a lot of extempore competitions, I do them wherever I get it. Like it might be an online mode, it might be some offline mode, but the most of the times what helps me is I do it wherever I get a chance to. So just take an opportunity whenever you get it. Participate. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. What matters is you get a chance to speak. Yeah, that's what I'll say. Participate wherever you can. Okay, so
Absolutely.
okay, Rituparna, you were saying something, I guess.
I was just saying I agree with that, that participate wherever you can. Like even I've been doing extempores all like through my school and college lives, and participating, winning and everything. So that I think helps when you do public speaking. Once you do that, I think that reflects on your
Yeah,
performance here
exactly.
as
Like
well.
once you do it from your foundation, at the end, it's not
Hmm.
going to be a major issue, like at least you'll have the confidence that you can do it some or the other way.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now
Yeah.
I'll move the question. Rishabh, you have anything to say?
No, no, no. I just, you were participating, like, yeah, helps.
Okay. So now I'll ask the question in a reverse manner. The question is for Rishabh. How was your OPI? And tell me one question from your OPI that made you introspect yourself after the interview.
Uh, can you repeat the question?
Okay.
Your voice cracked.
Okay. So the question is, how was your OPI? That's an online personal interview. And tell me one question from your OPI that you remember, which made you introspect yourself after the interview.
Introspect.
Yeah. Introspect was the word.
Oh, okay. So yeah, my OPI was Mr. Mariappan started my OPI. Okay, I introduced myself, and after that, Mr. Mariappan just bombarded me with, "Why do you want to join MHA? You are not from a medical background. You are nowhere close to this field. Why do you want to like get into hospital administration?" So for and the answer I gave, he was very like he was satisfied. I said, because after that he just left me and he said, "Okay, you can move on." And again he asked me about if the medical personnel will like discriminate against you, that you don't have medical knowledge and all that. So I said that in TISS, I said that I read somewhere that TISS invites diversity, and there is nowhere mentioned that you have to be from a medical background to pursue MHA. So I think I played the TISS card to them only, and he was satisfied at the end. And after that, I was asked about. There was a ma'am from Northeast, I guess, and she asked me questions related to medical background only. And reading a few things, like I mentioned earlier, like infant mortality rate and all that thing. It all helped me because she asked me about all that only. And after that, I read something about the budget, like out of pocket expense and all that. And fortunately, she asked me something related to it, and I just answered it, and she was also satisfied. And the last, he asked me about economics and all. So I said it was in my ballpark, and I said, "Okay, sorry." And the question which like something I said, and like there was nothing that I had to like introspect and like think about that something I said, and I had to recall, and I had to like go over my thoughts and all that. No, it did not happened with me. I was pretty satisfied with my interview. I just had one little thought that I might not get selected due to Mr. Mariappan's remarks about not being from medical background and etc. etc. And the MHA aspirant groups which our seniors had made, a lot of people were from medical background. So I thought my chances might be slim. But yeah, I was satisfied. I was confident, yeah, and it helped me. And eventually, I got good marks, and
And here
I'm
you
having
are.
an interview, Kshitij. Yeah.
Still here you are, like you never know how life takes you.
And a funny thing I would like to say that I participated in a mock interview. Okay, and in the mock interview, that man gave me a remark that I would not select you because you are wearing a T-shirt which shows the logo of the company. Okay,
Okay.
Oh.
and just to prove her wrong, I wore that shirt only in my OPI, and here I am.
Even I find it sometimes that apparel shouldn't really matter, but just sometimes organizations have steadfast rules and they just have to consider it probably. But apparels, I don't think really matter that much. Like you can be wearing a t-shirt and your brain isn't going to change. Like if you wear a formal attire, I don't think that you'll be having a different brain, which will probably excel everywhere. So that's what even I believe. But considering the societal norms, people have to have an attire that they believe is good. So that's how it is about attire.
No, that's what I appreciate about this, that when I entered the room, the lobby, they made me feel so comfortable that, and they were also very comfortable. They were very comfortable with the space. The ma'am was in her background, clothes were hanging and everything. She was in a bedroom, I guess. And the one more sir was there. He had a virtual background. It was very eccentric one. So I don't think that in this people care a lot about appearance. They only want to know that what your thinking process is. How do you think? Are you good for the society or not? Because at the end of the day, it is a social science college, and they appreciate if you have like progressive thinking and all. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, Ritu.
Okay, Ritu, your turn,
Now
please.
your turn.
Yes. So having heard Rishab's interview, it was I agree with him. It was a I mean a very supportive panel, and when they started asking a question, I'm not sure if we had the same panel, because I think even I had Mayappa sir, but I'm not very sure about ma'am who was there with me on that panel. But yes, so initially, actually, my question started with tell me something about yourself and your background, where you're from. Why do you want to pursue MHA? So, like the first question, as far as I remember, that was asked to me was the third wave is coming, and as a medical personnel, or like as somebody in power, what would you want to do to mitigate that? Or you have to give me solid 4 or 5 points to make sure that the third wave is not as bad as how the second or the first wave was for our country. So that is how my interview started. So I started enlisting points about vaccinations, about how awareness needs to be made, how we can maybe reward people who are actually following the rules, instead of negatively telling people, or complete repeatedly telling people that you need to wear masks, you need to do this. That sometimes gets annoying for people, and they willfully would not want to follow. So there should be a different strategy to follow. And then this I think after that question, the next question that was asked to me was what about all the you know uh, doctors that are being affected, and are meet the violence against the doctors that is being done. So I was required to speak on that for some time. Then ma'am took over. Ma'am asked me a couple of insurance related questions, because currently I'm working in Accenture as a medical underwriter. So that is a place between medicine and insurance. It is an overlap between the two. If I have to draw a Venn diagram, it's in the center. So ma'am started asking me about the insurance industry, and all the foundations that are working in India, and all the insurance schemes that are going in India, the CGHS, the Ayushman Bharat, and everything. So I was required to speak some more about it, and about the different kinds of insurance that are there, like group life insurances and all of that. So I spoke about that. Then ma'am asked me about the various parameters that are required to, look for insurance, and how a premium is decided, or how insurance is given. So that was something I'm not dealing with, but I had some idea regarding it. So I told ma'am about it, and whatever idea I had about it. Then the third panelist, sir, took over. He actually referred to my DAF form that I'd filled, and sir asked me questions regarding that. So one of the things that I'd written in my DAF form was about the volunteering work that I've done. I've worked with Goonj, and which was organized by BBC. So sir asked me about the FRCA scheme that is there, and how government has stopped has made some stringent rules for the NGO functioning in India. So what kind of an effect that has on say the COVID situation. So I spoke about that, what my opinion about that was. Then sir asked me about my experience with Goonj, and what I had done there back then. So I told him about how I had the opportunity to meet with the Musahari tribe, and children from Faizabad who build bangles and all. So all those people, interacting with them, showing them around Delhi, because I essentially am from NCR, so I had to take them around, then take them to our school, teach them about various sanitation, female sanitation, and about vaccinations, about education, so everything. So it was he was very interested to know about what I had done in that, and like how we worked in prisons during our camps and all. So I had to speak about that a bit. So yeah, yes, overall it was a very good experience. So because I think what I took from here as your question is what I had to introspect. Probably back then I did not realize this, but yes, just being a social sciences institute, they actually look for, I think, how you are contributing to the society, or how you could be an asset to the society essentially. So maybe that is one thing they look for, and if you have that in your DA form or your experience and everything, maybe they will ask you questions regarding it. They will want you to explain all about that. So yes, that is how my experience was. What about you, Kshitij?
As for me, I had almost made my mind that I'm not going to do MHA. So like it was almost confirmed for me that I'm not going to do this course. So I was just very casual as I could be. So I was just casual, and I have knowledge on general knowledge. So yeah, I do have knowledge on a lot of concepts. Recently, I've been preparing for UPSC, so that has been helping me. So it's not that I was casual, but I just was doing anything like silly. So I was just ready for whatever they were asking me. And they asked a couple of technical questions, related to pharmacy. There's this testing method, I think Rituparna might be knowing. They do this for clinical profiling. There's this ANOVA method. So the panelists just asked me, can you please tell me the full form for ANOVA? And I was quite, because I took the interview that way, and I just made it towards that way, because you have the opportunity to take an interview wherever you want. Like, if you want to take it towards the sleepers, then all you will have to do is mention a point related to sleepers, and then they'll dig into sleepers. So that's how you can take an interview wherever you want to. And yeah, I think I was possibly able to do that later in time. And once the interview just forwarded, I could take it in a way wherever I wanted it to. So like when I mentioned about my activities at NSS and all, so that is where they got me. And then they asked me questions regarding to that as well. That is where I could answer back confidently. And yeah, that is where even I knew a lot of concepts from social sector. So that is where I could probably answer very confidently. And that is where I think, I got good marks in OPI, because for technical questions, I was really not able to answer, because my preparation for UPSC was, that was very high peak on that time. So I couldn't really focus on my pharmacy. So I couldn't answer the technical question, but yeah, still I made it. And apart from that, what made me introspect myself, the third panelist asked me a question that you are doing internships at HR. We do mention that in our DAF. And people say that they don't look at your DAF, but I must say that, yeah, they do look your application form. And I had mentioned that I am doing internships at HR. So they just asked me, why are you doing internships at HR and not in some, healthcare related profession? So that is what made me introspect later on. So I just came out of the interview, and yeah, not immediately after the interview, but later on with time, I started to analyze the question. And then I found that, yeah, I'm passionate for HR. And now I'm here in course, because I got to know from a couple of seniors of ours that if you go down the line, you will be in a position where you'll be hiring people. So that's why I chose MHA, and that's why I'm here with you guys and having an interview, and probably having fun with you for the next 2 years and after that as well.
Okay, so like to add on that, I was not asked a single question from my DAF. Okay, the detailed application form, I bet they read or something. If they had it with them, I don't know. But I was not asked about my gap years. I was not asked about my, I did a course during the lockdown. They did not ask me about that. And even in my case, like they never really cross questioned me during my OPI. Okay. Like they just asked me a question, I answered, and they moved on to the next question. Okay.
Yeah,
And
so
only once the ma'am asked me about, she asked me about the health indicators in Rajasthan, because I did my graduation and studies from Rajasthan. So she asked me about Rajasthan. what are the health indicators. And at that time, I missed out one of a very important one, that was life expectancy rate. So she just asked me that, do you know about life expectancy rate? And I was like, I read about it during UPSC also, and I refreshed my memory while preparing for the OPI. So I just immediately answered, and she was like, okay, she was happy and all. And I would also like to add that, be honest, guys. If something you don't know, just deny it that you don't know. Don't try to make up or come up with some nuisance answer, because they'll catch you and it will reflect very badly in your OPI. The
Yeah, they
marks.
might even drill you into that.
Yep. And
They're
for
explaining
instance,
very well that this is something you do not know.
for instance, like they, Mariappan sir asked me in my example that, do you know, can you name any born leaders? So I did not had any information about that. So I just politely denied, sir, I don't know about it. And then from like he asked me that, do you know about Gandhi? Okay. So if you don't know the answer, they'll give you a point, and if you know about it, then speak. But don't say that you, if you don't know, don't say anything. Just deny that, sorry, sir, I don't know about it.
Yeah, as a
So be
proverb
honest.
goes, when we were kids, honesty is the best policy. It definitely is, like during the interviews, it probably helps you a lot, because at least that ways you don't have to end up in something jiggling at the end. Okay, so guys, I guess that should be it then. So if we have a next meeting, or if we have a discussion on something else, I'll love to have you guys once again. So I guess this should be it then. Thank you for being here. Goodbye. Take care. See you soon.
Thank you, Kshitij, for hosting us. Thank you. Thank you, Ritu.